Hello and welcome everybody to Tabor College. Currently 88 degrees and sunny. Tabor College Blue Jays are taking on the Kansas Christian Falcons here in Hillsboro, Kansas. This game is a preseason scrimmage, so both teams are looking for a result to try and build some momentum for their upcoming seasons. Tabor College is currently 0-2-2, while the Falcons are 2-4. The players now lined up in the middle of the field, getting ready to list off the starting players here. While we're waiting for the lineup, just a couple new faces out there for Tabor, as Jeremy Crable, Derek Eslinger, and Alan Martin now have the opportunity to play for the first time on the home field. There's the current records for both teams. Should be an interesting matchup here as Tabor's trying to prepare formation around, seeing whether they can outplay Kansas Christian here, out here in Hillsboro, Kansas. While, being 0 wins, 2 ties, and 2 losses, they're looking for a win. Be a lot of momentum for the upcoming season.
Starting lineup for your Tabor College Blue Jays. In the goal, a senior from Santa Clara, California, number 27, Derek Eslinger. A junior from Andover, Kansas, number 3, Dane Peterson.
I need you to run and get something.
A junior from Peoria, Arizona, number 6, Tyler Cole. A sophomore from McPherson, Kansas, number 8, Darius Armstrong.
Well, they're going through the starting lineup. It seems lots of familiar faces here. Darius Armstrong starting again, Colton Roundtree, Dane Peterson.
Number 11, Colton Roundtree. A junior from Amarillo, Texas, number 14, George Zelaya. A senior from McPherson, Kansas, number 22, Jeremy Crable. A freshman from Belfast, Northern Ireland, number 25, Ethan Thompson.
Both of the North Irish kids starting today. I've seen in past chats they get a lot of hype around them.
Ryan Peden. And the man with the armband, a senior from Auckland, New Zealand, number 26, Lewis Erninger. At this time, will you please join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, the players now going over and shaking hands, getting the match ready to go.
Officials for tonight's contest
Should be an interesting matchup. Tabor College actually taking in quite a large squad, even on the bench. There's the camera. It seems might have been a mishap in the beginning starting lineup. Michael Colley is off. I believe Ethan Thompson, number 25, is going to be starting in that left back position. Just a quick word from some of our sponsors. Kansas Christian now trying to find something down this left side, moving it forward. They have the numbers to start putting together an attack here, but lots of white Tabor College shirts surrounding them. Oh, interesting move trying to get past that center back. George Delay is able to stay strong physically and heat off the challenge. Derek Eslinger now in net, getting ready for this goal kick. Okay, trying to find something in the midfield, couldn't quite. Peden and Fed trying to step up to make a challenge there. Wasn't successful. Again, lots of pressure here from Tabor College. As you see, every touch they're trying to make, every pass they're making, lots of pressure. Peden now trying to win a tackle over there. It's actually going to be out on Kansas Christian for a Tabor College throw. Colin Roundtree, I think, putting it down for Dane Peterson. Here comes the throw in. Another interesting position to start an attack here, as it's deep in the Kansas Christian side. Almost finding Jeremy Crable back there. Still in the mixer, but over the bar. Colin Roundtree trying to pick up some scraps, couldn't quite. It is now a Kansas Christian goal kick. Center back telling everyone to move forward as he's going to kick this one deep. Colin able to get a touch on it. Federico trying to win this one back. Couldn't quite. Kansas Christian now. Excuse me. Holding possession here in the midfield. A very nice ball to try and find someone on the through end of it, but Lewis is able to capture that and give it back to Derek Eslinger. Ryan Peden with a challenge in the air there. Almost making something out of nothing. Ball's getting knocked around here in the midfield. Nice little flick there from the player. Kansas Christian with the numbers here. Darius Armstrong able to stop. A very interesting move there as they're moving down that wing. Building an attack now as Dane's making the run forward. As Fed's now in space, trying to find something here. Cuts one player, puts him on the ground as well. Federico still on the ball, keeping it very close. Federico has gone down. Ref has not called it. He says play on. Kansas Christian now moving the ball forward. Trying to find these little touches. Darius Armstrong able to make the interception there. Shut the play down. Jeremy Crable now back to George Zelaya. Tabor College just holding possession here. Trying to settle it down a little bit. Darius Armstrong now on the wing. Seeing Dane Peterson running towards the inside, who's able to find another, almost finding Federico on the through. Colton Roundtree now on the right side, trying to pick this straggler up. It seems a foul has been called. Against Tabor College, though. Kansas Christian now with the free kick. George Zelaya up for it. Jeremy Crable able to catch the deflection off of George. Tabor College moving it around. Nice little splits there as Tyler's almost still on possession here. Gets out to Colton on the wide. Moving around here and beats the player very nicely. Looking for a whip in. Gets the front post almost to Peden in the front there. Almost gets that little tap towards net. It's going to now be a corner kick as Federico Beauvais is going to be the one taking this for Tabor College. Federico Beauvais now looking at all the players inside the box as could be an opportunity here. Trying to find the front post. Dane, I think, made a similar run last home game and almost catching a goal there as well. Kansas Christian now moving forward nicely, having the numbers to go up, trying a long ball to the opposing winger. Couldn't quite. Darius Armstrong with a quick throw in, finding Dane Peterson down the line. Still working for the ball. Ref is going to call a foul on Dane, though. It's going to be a free kick for Kansas Christian. Playing it quickly and playing it short. Kansas Christian is going to settle in here again with the possession. Ethan now trying to catch this interception with a huge tackle there down the wing. George forced to make it clear. Boots it out for a Kansas Christian throw-in. Kansas Christian now in the back as Peden's chasing him down, trying to make a challenge there and build a counter. Throw now for Tabor College. Tabor College just moving this around. We are seeing now some pressure from Kansas Christian as I think they're gotten a bit tired of waiting for the ball to come to them. Nice little move there from Lewis to beat the guy. Nice possession play here from Tabor College. Just holding possession, making it simple. Seem to be playing around the same players. Great way to hold possession here. Derek. Maybe a little awkward of a ball there. Keeps it in. Sets up for a long ball. Trying to find over the top. Peden now on ball. Nice little touch over. If Dane can pick this one up before it goes out. Keeps it in. A nice little touch. Swinging to the back post. Peden able to find Colton. Inside almost with a fantastic strike. Beautiful build of play there. Lots of possession, lots of passing from Tabor College to move that ball forward. Peden getting that ball to the corner flag as Dane's able to have a fantastic touch to get it to, sit right on the line there without going out. Whipping it in. Peden finding Colton Roundtree on that back post, who I think tried another cross. Couldn't quite find a target. Federico Beauvais now up for the corner kick for Tabor College. Here comes the free kick again, short. Finding Dane Peterson, who makes contact, but not the purest form. Puts it on target, but with not enough power. Keeper is able to pick it up and get it out. Jeremy Crable now on a run, trying to move towards his back line. Kansas Christian able to shut that attack down before anything too scary was able to build. Kansas Christian moving this around the back. Nice little pass there. Kansas Christian with maybe a bit of a miscommunication there. Ball's going to go out again for a deep throw-in with Dane Peterson for Tabor College. Not a lot of options here for Dane. He's forced to make a long throw. Trying to find Federico there, couldn't quite. That was going to be called on Federico Beauvais. Yellow card now for Federico Beauvais. Referee, I think, had a little bit of talking to with the player. We've already seen Federico's already had a couple of hard challenges. You know, he's kind of been knocking up some of the players. I think ref just wants to stay in control of this game. Make sure nobody gets hurt. Kansas Christian now. A free kick as they play it short. I think the ref is calling it back. Now they're playing on. There we go. Kansas Christian with a little move there. Trying to build something here. Dane Peterson, huge challenge, huge touch. Foul's going to be called on Dane Peterson. They play it fast. Kansas Christian moving already in the midfield, trying to build something here. Ball over the top, trying to find their striker. Lewis Firminger is able to shut it down, though. Ryan Peden trying to keep Colton on it through. Colton still with the ability, but Kansas Christian able to shut down the attack before it amounted to anything. Kansas Christian now moving this ball, trying to build a new attack here. Settling it down. Tabor College now moving this around nicely. Like we said before, or like I said before, Kansas Christian is, you know, they're starting to put on a bit of the pressure now. I think they've gotten a bit tired of waiting for the attack to build. They just want to try and see if they can force the counter. Not too much pressure though. Dane Peterson able to get a nice ball there, slipping Peden, almost slipping him through. Kansas Christian now, huge counterattack potential right here as they're moving forward, trying to find that through ball. George Delay able to shut it down, but still finding a Kansas Christian foot. Top of the box now. Huge tackle there from Tyler. Able to make the clear out to Dane Peterson, who now has it on the wing. Tries to find something forward. Couldn't quite. Kansas Christian now moving into a dangerous area again. Nice footwork there to keep the ball close. Trying to find his striker, couldn't quite. Federico Beauvais now. On the inside here. Finding Colton Ranchi on the outside with a nice 1-2. Couldn't quite catch Beauvais' feet again, but Colton making a huge challenge there. Kansas Christian now, moving the ball forward. Thinking it was offside, so letting the ball roll the keeper. Tabor College now re-putting together their possession. Jeremy Crable now in the middle. George Zelaya. Lots of possession here from Tabor College on not too many forward opportunities. That was, it's been a little over 15 minutes in. Tabor College having one extremely good chance at net with Colton Roundtree on that back post.
Appreciate it.
But at the same time, Kansas Christian, you know, they've been working the attack. They've been having nice plays as they move forward. Not able to find a shot on net quite yet. to throw now for Kansas Christian. Kansas Christian, nice ball over the top. George Elia able to shut that one down and clear it out. Kansas Christian into the mixer, trying to find that striker. Darius Armstrong able to get up for the header. Dane Peterson clears it out on the volley. Kansas Christian back in possession. Trying to see if they can find something here. Very ambitious center back as he's dribbling forward and just going for it. Tries to whip it into the mixer. Not quite. Goes a little bit too far back post, but still finds a winger. So now I've gone back to their defense and tried to build something new here. Tabor College now back in possession as they're moving forward now. Federico in a bit of space. Cuts it back. Nice little move there from Jeremy. Still on the ball. I think lots of confidence coming from this player right now. Unable to keep it in. And trying, I think, maybe getting a clear off that player. He knocks off the player, but it's back into Jeremy. Fantastic run, though. Huge ball up to Ryan Peden. Takes a interesting face touch on that. Derek Esslinger now. Taking his time, making sure his team is comfortable. Huge clear here. Still over the top. Federico now in space. In front of the net, top of the box. Still moving forward. Foul is called. It is now a penalty for Tabor College. Federico is still down. He's getting back up now. Penalty for Tabor College, though. I think some of the Kansas Christian players down there aren't too happy with the call. But it seems Jeremy Crable, with his first game back on the home turf, already showing it some confidence here.
Score, please.
Getting ready. See if he can bag his first goal here on his senior year. Takes a deflection off the keeper, but still puts it away. Jeremy Crable getting I believe that's his first goal in the white shirt. Seems they've called something. Seems the goal was called back. The whole Tabor College bench is up. Not happy with the call. Not sure why they called that one back. The center ref is meeting with one of the side refs now. As they're discussing, it looks like they've called it back.
What did you do wrong?
I'm not sure why it was called. And they've given the goal now. Tabor College now 1-0 here. Not sure what the call was there. Maybe it was in the hands of the keeper before it was in the hands of the keeper before Jeremy Crable kicked it into the net. But I think after a talk from the assistant referee, he's changed his mind in the middle. Kansas Christian now with the kickoff. As we see our first goal after 20 minutes. Jeremy Crable with a penalty. Like I said, though, when he was stepping up for it, we've seen lots of confidence already from Jeremy Crable as he's, when you're down there on the field, you start doing the little flicks, the little tricks on the field. It just really brings up the confidence whenever it works. So, I really believe he was the best man for the job there. Kansas Christian now moving this to the outside. Couldn't quite find their winger as it heads out of bounds. Darius playing it fast. Back to Lewis. Eslinger now. Tabor College is holding possession here.
Just hold the ball.
Just moving it back and forth. Kansas Christian not really wanting to push this one too hard. Finding the channel to find Dane. Now coming back again. Jeremy Crable now. To George Zelaya. To Furminger. Finding again Dane. Tries to whip one back. Couldn't quite find his target though. George Zelaya, huge step. He's able to make that challenge. Finding out wide to Darius Armstrong. Cuts it back to the inside. Finding Tyler.
Give it back.
Tries to find Federico almost right there on that right side. Couldn't quite make a connection though. Ryan Peden now pressuring this back line. Trying to see if they'll make a mistake so they can start a counter. Kansas Christian unable to make the touch there. Goes out for Tabor College throw. It seems Ethan's lifted his leg there. They're calling it back. It's now a Kansas Christian throw-in.
Tabor goal in the 20th minute by Jeremy Crable.
Foul's going to be called there. I think Blair didn't jump straight up. He went over Jeremy. So it's going to be a foul. Tabor College now with the free kick. George Delay is now stepping up for it. We have a player warming up down there on the sideline. Juan Pablo. He can play the defensive mid. He can play. I've heard in past years he's played the fallback position. Huge over the top ball there, trying to find Darius Armstrong. Go back to JP. I think he's moving towards the sideline to get ready to get subbed in. Brian Peden shutting down a move forward, but still a Kansas Christian throw deep in their own half. Foul going to be called on Dane Peterson. Free kick now as they take it short. Kansas Christian now. An aggressive move forward here. Trying to just find something. Lewis Furminger able to shut it down. Couldn't quite find Dane Peterson there in the channel. Nice ball there from Kansas Christian to keep possession here. Trying to find something over the top again. Lewis Furminger is able to make a header contact on that. It's Jeremy Crable. Now moves it wide. Darius Armstrong standing one-on-one with his attacker. Nice little move as Kansas Christian are trying to build something here inside the penalty box. Jeremy's able to force the player to move a little bit out and shuts down the cross before it's able to come in. Kansas Christian now with a throw-in, playing it quickly into the mixer. Derek Eslinger stepping out for it. He's able to punt this one out. Huge ball now moving forward. Ryan Peden now. As soon as the ball has gone box to box, other keeper is able to pick it up now. Ball now finds itself in the midfield. Ball's gone out of play. Darius Armstrong now with the throw-in, but now we see the sub coming on. Juan Pablo is going to be subbing out for Ryan Peden. I think with that substitution, Federico Beauvais is going to be moving forward as a striker, while Juan Pablo is going to be now sitting back in that center attacking mid position.
Time's not moving at all. Oh my god.
Tabor College now back in possession here. Moving this around nicely. Lots of pressure there from the Kansas Christian forward. Still moving it around. Kansas Christian trying to build something here. Going back to their center back, though. Huge ball, trying to find something here. Lewis steps out very quickly and makes the header contact. Federico Beauvais now in space. With the ball moving forward towards the top of the box. Juan Pablo now. Dane Peterson trying to make a touch to try and find Federico Beauvais running in. Trying to get the quick pass. Not quite the play they wanted to build, but certainly frightening for any defense. Kansas Christian building an attack here with lots of runners moving forward. Still near the top of the box. Ethan able to make a huge clear there. Almost clearing the back line, putting Federico Beauvais into space. Kansas Christian now in a very good position here. Corner of the box now whipped into back post, trying to find something a little too much on it to find the Falcon forward's feet. Very nearly a quite dangerous attack there built by Kansas Christian. Fantastic move by the Falcons. Almost finding a little something on the end of it. Darius Armstrong now for the Tabor College throw. Trying to get over the line. JP able to make contact on it, but it's going to be out for another throw. This time for Kansas Christian. Kansas Christian building an attack, trying to see if they could get away with a long shot there from about 30 yards out. Still bouncing around in the mixer, still top of the box. Kansas Christian with a shot. I believe that's their first shot on net during this game. Coming from right at the top of the box and in the middle of the field. Derek Eslinger able to just get down and pick it up, though. Derek Eslinger with a huge clear. Moving again from box to box. It's going to now be a goal kick for Kansas Christian. Playing it short and playing it quick. Kansas Christian now moving forward. Like I said earlier, Alan Martin now warming up down on the sideline. A new face for Tabor College as it's his first game here on the Blue Jays turf. George Delay able to make the clear right there. It's out for Kansas Christian throw-in. Juan Pablo stepping up quickly, trying to make an interception there. Not quite, but forcing the Kansas Christian defender to make a clearance as Ethan has now stepped up for the Tabor College throw-in. Still loose around here. Ball still bobbling around Kansas Christian now. Finding feet again. Darius Armstrong able to shut it down, though. Dane Peterson. Oh, excuse me, Federico Beauvais actually there. Almost into Dane Peterson in that space. Would have been fantastic for Tabor College. Kansas Christian now back in possession. What seemed to be another dangerous attack that just can't find a finish on the end. Jeremy Gribble able to stop that ball moving through the midfield, but Kansas Christian able to pick it back up. Moving it wide to their Falcon winger. Trying to build an attack here. Nice little ball back there. I believe a foul was called on the Kansas Christian College. Tabor College now back in possession. Again, I think Kansas Christian relaxed a little bit on the pressure, but still there as soon as I say it. Here they've backed off again. From the start, it seemed to be a 3-5-2 from Kansas Christian, but now moving forward in the game, it seems they've actually moved one back. It's now more looking like a 4-5-1 with a dedicated striker up front, but moving one of the strikers back, or one of the players back into the 4-back line, the classic. Kansas Christian now with a throw-in. Kansas Christian moving this forward. Building attack here. Very dangerous runs coming in. Winger not able to make that connection. Lots of runners in. I think the Falcon midfielder was trying to find that winger on the run. Couldn't quite now. Another attack trying to be built there. Couldn't quite dare. Dane Peterson into Federico Beauvais. Bringing it down. Almost finding Dane again while JP on the run. Lots of aggression. I think we've seen it in other Tabor games, but not to this extent. Tons of runners. JP almost finding many attacks, like I just said. The aggression, many forward runs from these Tabor College players trying to build something. It's now going to be a throw-in for Tabor College, but we see two subs now down there on the sideline. Alan Martin
Substitutions, number 16.
and Jesse Sella.
Number 18, Jesse Sala.
Seems Ethan is now stepped off at that right back position. I don't think Jesse's going to be coming on just yet, so I might have misspoke. Ethan putting in a very great game, stepping off here now. Doing his job at that right back position, holding possession. Now we get to see Alan Martin on the field. Another throw for Tabor College as they're now in the half of Kansas Christian. Alan Martin with another throw. Finding Federico's feet, lays it off to Tyler. Trying to find something wide, but Jeremy's able to pick it back up. Dane coming back to Darius. Moving this forward, JP trying to build something there. Jeremy making an important tackle. Still in there. Foul is now going to be called on Tabor College. Kansas Christian with a free kick. I think that number 8 for Kansas Christian was getting a bit knocked up there with JP and Jeremy trying to win that tackle. Ball goes short for Kansas Christian. So they're now being patient. A lot less pressure from Tabor College. Lewis Firminger able to make that headed clearance, but couldn't quite find the feet of a Tabor College player. Attack was building for a second for Kansas Christian, and still is. Moving forward now, corner of the box, Alan Martin. Getting a touch on the ball. Looked a bit like I think some of the Kansas Christian players are not happy with that. You see a bunch of the players on the bench with their hands in the air. Maybe a bit heavy of a challenge, but I think ref declared that Alan Martin touched the ball first. It's not going to be a goal kick for Kansas Christian. Lewis Firminger, big clear, trying to find Federico. Almost over the top. It's now going to be a sub for Tabor College. Jesse's going to be taking off Colton Roundtree. Just a little over 10 minutes remaining in this half. 35 minutes already have gone by. Lots of chances from both sides, lots of attacks from both sides. Kansas Christian now building an attack here with some numbers, trying to move this forward. Kansas Christian moving this towards the top of the box, finding that winger's feet. Darius Armstrong able to take the deflection off the player and ultimately finding Dane Peterson's feet. Ball now up to, I think with the attention of Federico Beauvais, didn't quite reach its target. Kansas Christian now building an attack, trying another. It's almost ambitious to say, I guess, the most for that shot. Still putting it on target. Derek Eslinger now taking his time, trying to see if he can wait out the rest of this half. Derek with a huge clear now. Deflecting off of Dane Peterson, but it's going to be out for a throw-in for Kansas Christian now. Deep into their half. Tabor College now stepping up to put pressure. See if they can start a counter from a mispossession. Dane Peterson now trying in the shot from near top of the box. Maybe a little bit more finesse, maybe with the same amount of power, we might have seen a different result there. Oh, Martin now playing it back to Derek Eslinger. Ball now getting moved forward. Didn't quite find a Tabor foot. Kansas Christian trying to put something together here. Couldn't quite. Kansas Christian now. Tyler able to shut down the counter. Dane Peterson in possession, finding Tyler on the outside. Dane Peterson picking it up. Nice little movements here. Tyler almost with a touch to keep that possession. Couldn't quite though. Ball coming over the top. Huge attack for the Falcon forward. Couldn't quite make the contact it needed though. Still in possession though. Kansas Christian trying to build something here. Unlucky touch there. Federico Beauvais trying to start the counter there. Couldn't quite. Federico Beauvais, I think, wanting that on the through. It's going to be a foul against Federico Beauvais there. Player has gone down now for the Kansas Christian side. They're stopping time now. While waiting for this injury, here are a few words from our sponsors. Finding solutions to all your storage needs with proper measures at Fleming's Mini Store-All, located on 407 South Date Street in Hillsborough, Kansas. For all your life, home, car insurance, and more, go to Paul Brooks State Farm Insurance at 2121 North Tyler Road, building number 203 in Wichita, Kansas. And to give meaning to money, the MB Foundation, located at 200 East D Street in Hillsborough, Kansas. Thanks again for sponsoring the stream.
Where's the ball?
I think the player was able to get up. Maybe taking a bit of a heavy injury to, looks like the ankle. Hopefully nothing too serious. Substitution now for the Tabor College side. Federico Beauvais is coming off as number 15, Braden Oliver, is now stepped in. Jesse is now moving to the sole forward position with JP to support behind him. Jesse now trying to build something here. Trying to force a possession change. Couldn't quite. Kansas Christian now comfortably holding this in the back. Trying to see if they can build something here. A little over 7 minutes left of the half. You know, when the players are heading into the locker room, if Kansas Christian is able to find that one little goal before halftime, changes everything momentum-wise. Kansas Christian again with the ball at the top of the box, trying to find something on his feet at the end. Lewis Firminger with a huge clear though, over the top to Jesse, the runner, but Kansas Christian center back able to make a successful clearance. Now out for a Tabor College throw. Deep inside the Kansas Christian side. Dane Peterson stepping up for the throw-in. Huge throw into the box, trying to find Jesse's head to get a little flick on over the defender. Didn't quite find the goal frame to keep it on target, but still an attacking chance from Tabor College. It's now going to be a goal kick, though, for Kansas Christian. So over 5 minutes remaining now left in this half. Kansas Christian being able to stop that counterattack. So rolls to the keeper as he rolls it away now. Kansas Christian moving this forward. Dave Peterson able to make the interception and shut it down. Ball getting moved around quite nicely. Jeremy is able to cut this one back. Lots of possession here, which is now cut out from Kansas Christian midfielder who tries that quick ball to the Falcon forward. Couldn't quite meet its target though. Tabor College now back in possession. Jeremy able to get that clipped off of the Falcon midfielder to go out for a Tabor College throw. Darius Armstrong now trying to find Jesse. Move towards the building an attack. Jesse able to clear that one out. It's now a throw-in for Kansas Christian. Ref is now calling it back. I think he's moved the ball a little bit forward. Kansas Christian now in possession. Moving this one around in the midfield towards the back line. A little under 4 minutes remaining. Tabor College still one up from the initially missed PK from Jeremy Crable, but was able to catch the second ball and put it away. Kansas Christian still moving this around, trying to find some sort of last attack here. Over the top, not quite nice. The Falcon forward couldn't quite make the contact it needed. Now it seems the ref has now stopped the game. Forward went down. It seems that he had a head injury. Not really sure what he's looking for there. Went down, but as soon as the whistle blew, it seems he was fine. Dane Peterson now moving this over the top nicely to Jesse Salah. Or just Jesse, sorry, excuse me. Alan Martin now trying to catch this one. Huge clearance. But it's ultimately going to find the hands of the keeper for Kansas Christian. Kansas Christian now. Nice ball over the top. Trying to find that winger, Alan Martin there with George Elia. Huge shot from top of the 18. Huge shot there from corner of the box. Just find the find the top post. Fantastic hit from the Kansas Christian forward. Very good move to goal. I think a bit of a trip up from the Tabor defense. But you can't take away from how fantastic that was hit. Top of the box in the corner just to whip it around and find that far side top corner. Fantastic strike there. Here's a replay on that. Huge hit there to just whip it around, finding that top corner. Fantastic strike. Tabor College now back in possession. Just a little under 2 minutes remaining left in the half. Is now 1-1. Jesse now moving this one forward, trying to see if they can get one back. Just an instant reply. Couldn't quite. Moving it back to Braden, though. JP top of the box. Bit of a heavy touch. Falls away. George Eli able to make that interception. Jeremy now in space. George Eli on the wing. Into the mixer. Jesse almost a fantastic touch and great opportunity to get something right before the end of the half. Would have been huge momentum-wise. Brilliant ball from George Eli, who moved quite far out of position as a center back, all the way to that left side wing. I think maybe an offsides was called there, actually. Kansas Christian now moving this one forward. Clearing it out for a throw, and just a little under a minute remaining in this half. Alan Martin stepping up for the throw, though. Huge throw, though, finding Jesse with one to beat. Couldn't quite. Foul is going to be called on Kansas Christian. Free kick now for Tabor College. 30 seconds remaining. I think they're taking their time to make sure that this is the last attack of the half. Tabor College, 15 seconds remaining. Whipping this in. Can't quite find Tabor College foot, though. Kansas Christian now back in possession with 5 seconds left.
3, 2, 1.
George Eli with a huge clearance. Now going into the half, lots of chances from both sides. I think the scoreboard reflects that quite well, with it being 1-1. Lots of opportunities, lots of drama here, as both teams are still trying to push for a win here. Still locked at 1-1. We'll be coming back in about 15 minutes from this half. Thank you guys for coming out to stream.
Rencher. Coach, how you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Coach, this is your first season at Tabor. Can you talk about how the transition has been for you coming to Hillsboro?
The transition's been pretty good. I've been once started special and got in the thick of practice and meets. It's been flowing really well. I came from California and moved here in July, and I enjoyed coming. I'd actually grown up on a farm out in a small rural farming town called Camp Creek. So I was used to a small town, but it took a little bit of getting used to. But once we're in the mix of things here, it's been easy.
And you talked a little bit about your background. You played college tennis at the University of Oregon. Can you talk a little bit about your experience there and your successes?
Sure. So I actually walked onto the team. From a young boy, I had one ambition to play tennis for Oregon. I worked hard on it and made the team as a walk-on. Then my sophomore year, I earned a scholarship and was very successful. I set a record, second best all time for singles, a single season mark in singles. So I played 2 years, had a very successful career.
And so talk about your time after Oregon, playing tennis there. You moved to the Bay Area in California, and you worked at a tennis academy. Can you talk about your experiences there?
Right. Well, I actually worked at two clubs down there. I was a director at one where I had 20 pros underneath me, and it was a pretty big place. And I moved to my second job there was a place called Tompkins Tennis Academy, and it's probably one of the top 3 or 4 academies in the nation, best on the West Coast. And almost all the pros there are all former D1 athletes, or actually the top players in their country. And I was the head pro there, so I was in charge of all the coaches, the curriculum, how the practice will run, that kind of thing. It was a very intense job, and I had a great boss though, a guy named Richard Tompkins who grew up in the Bolletary Academy where Andre Agassi was there. And so a lot of what we did there was based on what Bolletary was teaching and is still teaching at the Bolletary Academy, now called the IMG Academy.
Oh, wow. So it's San Francisco, and teaching at those academies is a lot different than teaching here at Tabor College in Hillsboro, Kansas. So what drew you, being in California, being a director at these academies, what drew you to come here and coach here at Tabor College?
Well, I always wanted to actually take my game to another level, the collegiate level. And in the interview process, I got to know all the coaches. Like I met Sean Reed Carroll, David Ediger, and I was really impressed with their character and how they treated me. And I liked their moral environment here. Everything was up front, and they were trying to do the right thing. That really impressed me. I wanted to be in charge of a whole team. I actually wanted to take what I've been doing at Tompkins and actually take it to another level. So I felt like I could actually improve on what was going on at Tompkins, and this opportunity at Tabor was the way of doing that.
So let's transition to Tabor and the team this fall. They've already played a couple of matches, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go about the structure of practice. So I hear you're kind of, it's really intense. Can you kind of go in a little bit of detail about those practices?
Right, so we're practicing about 2 hours and 10 minutes a day, and for the moment they show up, we don't mess around. We go right into serious hitting. We're feeding balls to the players as fast as we can feed. And then I let them, once we pick up the balls, we go into live hitting where they're hitting back and forth. And the drills are designed to be tougher than a match and to toughen them up, both mentally and physically. Plus, we're doing a lot of strategic things while all this is going on, like talking about where to move on the court, how to position your racket to return a certain shot. I teach them as much as I can in that 2 hour time. It's very dense, and it's not, and nothing's going halfway. We're going as full as we can during that time period.
And you have 2 graduate assistant coaches. Talk about those 2 and how they have helped you implement this in practice.
Right, well, Naima and Stephen are great. We'll talk about what we're gonna do before practice in office or maybe on the court before everybody shows up. And oftentimes they'll be feeding balls and kind of making sure the practice is going the way I want it to go. They've been great. Without them, my job would have been a lot tougher.
And the players now, the women, who has stood out here in fall so far, and we'll go to the men's in a second.
Sure. So we have Tessa Isaac, and she's a senior. Her father is actually the head coach at Sterling College, Lonnie Isaac, and Lonnie actually played here for 1 year and actually coached here also. Very good guy. Tessa has a good tennis background from her father. She's our #1 player right now. We have another young lady named Kayla Roth, and Kayla's great. She is one of my favorites. She is extremely tough. She lifts weights actually 5 days a week outside of tennis practice, and you can tell she's fit and she can go the distance with players. She's very tough-minded, and I'm very, very happy with her. So we got those two. And then we have, unfortunately, most of the other players on our team are doing either soccer or cross country, and they'll be available starting the winter. We'll have a full team then.
And so the men so far, there's been a couple of guys playing in the last 2 matches.
Right. So we have. I'll just start with. I'll just give you our whole team here. We have a new kid, Justin Schroeder from McHugh, actually basketball for McPherson College, and he's been great. He joined late on the team. He's a very good athlete, really hardworking, great character. We have Daraj, who is a junior. He's very analytical, great teammate. He's actually one of our captains. Billy Weiser's a captain. Billy's been great. He works really hard. He's competitive. He's got a little bit of an edge to him. Like he's ready to go toe-to-toe with anybody he plays against. I really like that about him. Then we have Zachary Weiss, who's a freshman, and he's super talented, huge serve, really well built. He's the prototype of tennis player, kind of like Federer, like lanky, long arms, can run fast. I'm really expecting good things from him. And then number 2, and our two top players are Pierce Clausen, who was valedictorian of his high school at Arc City High School. Extremely smart, good character, works hard, can just play forever. I'm expecting him to be kind of like the cornerstone. He has to play the #1 spot, so he's playing great players every time, like guys that are older than him, usually from other countries that are hitting really heavy balls, strong balls, but he's really gotten better even in the 3 weeks of practice we've had. So then the other recruit I'm really liking also, a freshman from Peru, his name's John Paul Fort. And what I like about John Paul Fort is really interesting is that when it comes time for a match, he plays bigger. Like he'll show good stuff in practice, but in a match, he'll just take it to another level. So he has another gear he goes through in a match, and I really like that about him. Very coachable, and he's got a good sense of humor, and he's fitting in really well with the team coming all the way from Peru.
Which is pretty hard for an international kid to come in here as a freshman.
I give him a lot of courage to what he's doing. That'd be hard to do what he's doing. He's got a lot of courage.
And you talked about the team. I talked to Billy Weiser a few weeks ago and talked about the community in the tennis team. And I believe that you guys hosted the tennis team at your house for dinner.
Yeah. That was fun. We actually have a pool in the backyard, and they were all doing like flips and cannonballs, and everybody went swimming. We had a nice little lunch afterwards or dinner. It was great to have them over there. I met my family.
So we talk about the community with the tennis team. How has the Tabor community opened up their arms to you and your family?
It's been great. People are saying hi to me. I don't know who they are. I get emails and phone calls. I don't know who they are. They're just reaching out to me. Of course, all the coaching staff here has been great, and the faculty. I get to know some of the faculty also, and I'm not used to this community, the way this community is. It's different. I've ever experienced for the last 20 years. We're in a big city, and you just kind of drive to work and come home and get ready for the next day. So that's been nice, a nice change.
So with the season picking up in the springtime, what are your expectations from now to the season?
I have big expectations. I expect us to have a winning season on both sides, and I don't want to make grand predictions, but I think we work really hard. We'll compete with anybody.
Which is exciting because the tennis team has gradually gotten better in the last few years, so it'll be exciting for the tennis team to exceed those expectations for the spring. So we are at the net with Tabor head tennis coach Luke Rencher. Welcome to the first episode of At the Net with Coach Luke Rencher. Coach, how you doing?
Hello, welcome back to Tabor College Stream as Tabor College Blue Jays men's soccer are taking on Kansas Christian College. Currently 1-1 at the half with 30 seconds remaining for the players to come back onto the field. Tabor College Blue Jays coming out of the locker room now. As you can see, also the Kansas Christian players already taken to the field, getting ready and set up. Lots of, just to recap the first half, lots of great moves from both sides, building attacks, lots of fantastic opportunities, lots of dangerous opportunities for both sides. And like I said, at the end of the half, the scoreline quite clearly represents that. Still at a locked 1-1. Tabor College huddling up now on the field, getting ready to get the second half started. I believe they're something that Coach Brubaker likes to do with the Tabor College side is play again the starting lineup at the start of the half. We'll see if he makes the classic decision here. Players still down there in the huddle, getting ready to go. Even the captain is giving some words here. Lewis Firminger from New Zealand. Players are now taking the field. Ryan Peden is now back out onto the field, so is Colton Roundtree. But it seems Juan Pablo is now out on the field for Federico Beauvais. Seems to be the only change from the original starting lineup. Tabor College now getting ready with the kickoff to start the second half. Here it comes with Ryan Peden starting as that sole striker up there. Long ball to Dane Pearson trying to find that wide angle. Couldn't quite. It's now going to be a Tabor College throw for Dane Peterson. Dane trying to find Ryan Peden there. Tries to get a little bit of contact on that swing. Couldn't quite make the contact he wanted. It's now going to be a Kansas Christian goal kick. Kansas Christian pulling it out of the back now. Just being very careful here and taking it easy. Ball moved down to the middle. George Zelaya able to pick it up. Kansas Christian still moving this around. Couldn't quite keep it. George Zelaya now trying to find Dane on the outside there. It's now a Kansas Christian throw-in. Ethan able to make the contact there. Still going to be out for another throw for Kansas Christian. Long throw here, able to find a Kansas Christian midfielder, but is deflected out for a throw-in now. I think Ethan was being a little bit more careful this time with keeping his feet down. Peden making a huge tackle there. Dane moving it forward. A little bit of a tackle from behind there. Oh, it seems ref has called it the other way, though. Kansas Christian now. He's trying to build an attack here. Ball getting moved around this midfield area. It's going to be out for a Tabor College throw here. Taking it short to Lewis Firminger. Plays it across to George Zelaya. Tabor College now holding on onto possession here. Just trying to get the touches early into the second half. like we saw at the beginning of the first half. Just trying to get the players to feel more comfortable down there. See if they can build some of that confidence. It's going to be a throw-in now for Tabor College. Ball's moved up the field, but couldn't quite stay in. I believe it's going to be another Tabor College throw down there. Throw in now from Dane Peterson to get this into the mixer. Trying to find Peden, couldn't quite. Dane Peterson now holding up his man. Except for this challenge here. Kansas Christian now building an attack. Georgia Lye trying to make that clearance, couldn't quite. Ball is now bouncing around. Still an attack has been building. Couldn't quite find the through they wanted. Very dangerous attack there from Kansas Christian. Almost finding another way to unlock this Tabor defense. I think a handball might have been called on Darius Armstrong there. It is now a free kick for Kansas Christian. Taking a bit of time here. It's now whipped into the box. Almost making the contact that it required to put that away to the back of the net. Very close opportunity. Great ball from Kansas Christian. Couldn't quite find the contact on the end of it, though. Derek Eslinger now with the goal kick. Ryan Peden able to whip this one over. There's a bit of a handball there. I think they're calling it back. It's going to be a free kick for Kansas Christian. To the winger. Nice ball through. Almost able to control it at the end of it. Tabor College now with the throw-in. Kansas Christian, nice ball to find the other side. Whipping it back in. Looking for a lot of ambitious shots here to just see if they could put this on frame. Tabor College defenders doing a great job of shutting everything down, though. Ball leaks through, but doesn't find the frame. Derek Eslinger able to just kind of watch that one roll out. Now it's a goal kick for Tabor College. Ryan Peden able to stay strong there. Great ball to try and get Dane on that outside. Slipping it through, trying to find Juan Pablo. Almost building a great opportunity there. Kansas Christian able to play out of the corner. Ball is now to Lewis Firminger. Just plays it back and plays it easy. Derek forced to clear because of the pressure from the Kansas Christian forward. Seems there's lots of balls getting pinged around right now. It's getting just moved around. And ball now called on Darius Armstrong. It's another free kick. Almost in the same position as last time for Kansas Christian. 3 people now stepped up for the set piece. Kansas Christian. Now the ref is counting out the 10. This is taking quite a while for this free kick.
Hurry up.
Ball's getting played to the front post. Dinked over. Almost thought that tripped Derek for a second there. I think Derek might have actually got a hand to it. Puts it over the bar. Puts it wide, so it's... But resulting in a Kansas Christian corner kick now. Another big set piece.
What about me?
Ball is whipped in. Almost finding contact on that back post. It's going to be another corner kick for Kansas Christian. With the right foot in swinger on the right side of the field. Should be a dangerous ball coming up. Here it is, whipped into the mixer. Trying to find something. Ryan Peden. Huge hands from Derek Eslinger. I think he's the one that was able to make the punch out there. Shot now, Derek Eslinger rushing out of net to catch that one. Derek punting this one clear. Kansas Christian now. Huge ball forward to find the Falcon forward. Ball now played through, almost finding Dane Peterson on that through. Huge ball over the top. George Delia in a foot race now. Derek Eslinger there too. Derek Eslinger is able to pick it up. Gets ready for another punt. Huge clear here. Kansas Christian building an attack here. Still moving forward.
I swear I'm getting bit.
Ball's now been played out, I think by Jeremy Crable down there. It's going to be a Kansas Christian throw-in. Seems there's been a lot of attacking chances so far for Kansas Christian. Now, Tabor College starting something here. Colton almost able to get something off. Couldn't quite, though. It's going to be cleared out off the Kansas Christian player. Tabor College now throwing it up the field. Moving forward, but couldn't quite find that last man. Lewis Firminger now. Darius Armstrong both trying to catch this winger. He's gone in a very good position. Almost finding 2 players on the end of that cross. Fantastic whip from the Kansas Christian winger down there. Found himself in a great position and gave off a brilliant ball, almost finding the Falcon forward or the other Falcon winger towards the end of it. That was a fantastic opportunity for them. Lots of chances. We've already seen a little over 10 minutes now of this half. But most of the chances coming from Kansas Christian. It seems as Tabor don't seem to maintain that possession and start building those attacks like they were in the first half there. There might be a bit of crack in their play.
And you can't jump either.
Jeremy now finding George Delia. Puts a long ball. Trying to find Dane Peterson on the end of it. Oh, fantastic move, but the keeper's able to get that one forward. gonna be a foul called against Jeremy Crable down there.
Yes, let the clock run.
I think the Falcon midfielder's not happy with that call. Kansas Christian now with the free kick. About on the 50. Whipped in now. Finding the forward's head, but not able to put it on target as it goes out of bounds for Derek Eslinger on a goal kick. Substitution now. Down on the side, we see Federico Beauvais warming up down there. Just getting ready to be subbed on. Tabor College now moving forward with the ball here. Colton Roundtree able to find Dane Peterson on the end of it, who takes a heavy touch, but almost gets something in there. Couldn't quite find the finish on the end of it. Dane Peterson still seems to be down over there.
That's not a foul.
It's going to be a Kansas Christian throw down in the Tabor College side.
First name besides Noah, Dino. No, I think so.
Class from the Kansas Christian side to wait for a second for the players to recover. Ball tried to whip over the top, almost finding that last man on it. Nice little play there, finding the Falcon forward who gets shut down. Still moving this ball around nicely. Nice little footwork there from number 18. It's Kansas Christian College looking, you know, if not the as strong, maybe even stronger side from the last half. Lots of attacking play, lots of possession here. Ryan Peden coming storming in, almost making a great challenge in there.
He's like 6'6". Yes.
Ball now back in possession for Kansas Christian.
Tall dude on the basketball team with an afro. He's like the tallest person we have. Which one? This dude from Serbia? Yeah. and
Kansas
he-
Christian now moving this ball forward.
Yeah, like his head is over his head. That's crazy. He need to come play basketball. He needs to.
Finding over the top Ryan Peden, almost being able to get that over the last defender to build another chance.
Yeah, he needs to.
Kansas Christian still in control of this ball down here. Huge long ball forward. Kansas Christian in the possession, laying it off nicely right in front of net. Derek Eslinger gets a hand to it and gets the other one on it as well just to pick it up. Fantastic move. Looking for Dane on that outside to start building this attack. It's going to be out for a Tabor College throw. Peter trying to flick on Dane Peterson there. Nice little show of skill, almost finding its target. Ethan now ready for throw. We see some substitutions. Ryan Peden coming off for Federico Beauvais. And JP now for Braden Oliver. A little bit more of a return to their starting lineup. Ball gets intercepted by Kansas Christian forward, almost starting something of a counterattack down there. Kansas Christian now in possession of this. Nice little footwork there. We've seen 18 pull out the flicks and tricks tonight. Looking for a long ball, trying to find that winger on the run. Maybe a bit too much weight on it. I don't think the forward or the winger was quite ready for it either. Darius Armstrong now moving this forward, trying to find Braden Oliver.
Probably muted him. They talking shit.
Kansas Christian now back in possession. Kansas Christian still in possession here. Moving the ball around nicely, almost finding that release at the end. Not quite though. Tabor College now with the goal kick. Braden whipping it over, trying to find Dane Peterson, who tries to find Federico Beauvais, but almost puts Colton through as well. Colton still making this move forward, going shoulder to shoulder with his defender. Defender is able to snag away. As Kansas Christian try to build an attack here. Ball falls back to Derek Eslinger's hands though. Federico Beauvais trying to sneak up on this one, couldn't quite be the final on that. A little bit over 20 minutes now gone by. Tons of attack from Kansas Christian. Not so much from the Tabor side. I think something we've changed, something we've seen that's changed since the first half. The amount of possession play. Tabor College did a fantastic job moving the ball around in the beginning. Now maybe struggling a little bit more to find those same passes. Darius Armstrong now with the throw. Foul's going to be called there on Braden Oliver. I don't know, I guess it's just a throw-in. Bit of confusion down there. Ball whipped nicely for the Falcon winger, 18. Almost able to keep it in. I think it actually came out, yeah. Derek Eslinger playing it quickly. Oh, Jeremy moving it wide to Ethan again. Trying to find something forward. Ethan now trying to step this up. Tyler able to make the clearance though. Jeremy Crable now trying to push onto this one. Great interception there. Lots of physicality. 8's able to win this one. Plays it through, but couldn't quite find the target that he intended. Like I've said before, huge chance from Kansas Christian right now. Huge chances coming out. Constantly moving the ball around nicely and just trying to maybe do a bit too much on that final third or that final pass. Ethan now chasing this down with the Falcon winger. Seems offside has been called though. Free kick now. Just a little over 20 minutes remaining in this game. Hopefully remaining of the regular time. If we don't see something change soon, might be heading to extra time. Foul now being called against Kansas Christian. Excuse me. It's going to be a Tabor College free kick. I believe that's Federico Beauvais that's going to be taking it. Not quite the set piece they were looking for, but still moving forward. Dane Peterson now with the throw in, finding Federico Beauvais. Finds Jeremy, who tries to find a runner with Braden Oliver moving forward there. Couldn't quite though. Kansas Christian player was a bit locked there. Fast throw. Moved in, trying to find something on the front post. No, fortunately no runners there. Tyler able to not get megged there. I think the Kansas Christian midfielder was really looking forward to that. Luis Firminger with a huge ball down. Federico Beauvais still high pressuring that back line. Ball getting moved back. All the way back to Derek, restarting the attack with the goalkeeper. Even getting him involved. Ball coming around loosely in this midfield. Lots of changes of possession here. Jeremy Kerbal able to find Tyler. Finds Zalai, who clears this to the side, trying to find Colton, but a little overdone and goes out for the Kansas Christian throw-in. Long ball, now trying to find that winger. We made a couple of heavy touches there, but still in possession. Kansas Christian building an attack now, trying to move this forward. Center back making an ambitious run, finding the winger though. He's able to try and play through to Kansas Christian's number 18, excuse me. Kansas Christian now with a corner. Whipped in, trying to find something on that back post maybe. Couldn't quite make the contact that was needed. Ball now moved in. George Zelaya missing a clearance. Ethan able to pick up the scraps there, fortunately. for the Tabor College defense. Kansas Christian now coming forward again with the ball. Ultimately rolling back to Derek Eslinger, though.
Do we not want to score?
Kansas Christian now building their attack, involving the goalkeeper. Immediately looking for that winger, though. Tyler trying to plow through, trying to even play the split there. Fortunately, nobody on the end of it. George Delia making a big challenge there. Slipping through. Dane Peterson, who is called offsides. I hope we can see a replay on that. I'm not sure which player was called offsides or if he called Dane Peterson offsides there. That is unfortunate, though, that one-on-one didn't lead to more.
That was the chance.
Big ball now as Colton Roundtree trying to find the end of this one. Right over the keeper into the box. Cleared out. Fantastic defending from Kansas Christian defense right there. Huge hit, though.
I'm dead.
I think we've seen a red card here. Two huge hits there. These two players have gone down. Here's a replay on the goal.
Stop pushing that hard. He just failed. Unbelievable.
Number 3 there shoving down Peterson. Number 8 on Colton. Replay showing 3 and number 8 getting quite physical on the field. I think ref might be throwing them off now. Seems 8 has stayed on, but 3 is going to be the one going home. Not sure why 8's still even on the field. It seemed quite obvious in the footage, but something the ref doesn't get to see is the replay.
So what is it? Penalty kick.
It's now going to be a corner kick for Tabor College, Federico Beauvais. We also see a substitution as Ethan has come off, Alex Garza now stepping on. Federico Beauvais getting ready to whip this one in.
And it was in the end zone. Get in there.
Ball now still in the mixer. Still getting bumped around there.
Oh my.
Derek Eslinger finding his left back. I saw Garza go on. I'm not sure where he went, though. He's up there in that left mid position. Ball now on Dane Peterson, moving to a goal chance. Couldn't quite make it. Braden not quite able to make contact with it. Ball's not cleared up the field. Lewis able to make contact with it, though. Huge tackles coming out, lots of physicality. Kansas Christian now with the throw. Darius Armstrong able to stay strong there and physical the player off. Just a little under 15 minutes now left of this half. Seen a lot of emotions come out now towards the end of this. I think both teams might be a bit frustrated that neither one of them is ahead yet. Slipping through the midfield, Tabor College now trying to catch this one. But Kansas Christian able to recover the ball and restart possession. Dane Peterson with it flicked back to Derek Eslinger. Puts it short. Alex Garza now down this wing. Couldn't quite keep it in. It's going to now be a Kansas Christian throw. Oh, excuse me. Tabor College throw. Ball is cleared away. Lewis Firminger playing this one all the way back to keep. Ball finding Dave Peterson. Finds Tyler. Back to keeper again. Ball moved around. Tabor building a nice attack here. Finding to the outside, Dave Peterson. A little bit of space. Back into Tyler. Almost finding something on the front post. Almost asked where's the runner there. In that open space. Jeremy Crable now. Bit of a foot race going on now. Jeremy Crable's trying to recover this one. Lewis Firminger gets a touch on it. Derek tries to keep this one in to prevent the corner kick, but couldn't quite reach it. It's going to now be a corner for Kansas Christian. I've seen a lot of good things from both sides so far. Lots of opportunities. Kansas Christian now trying to use this corner to see if they can push themselves ahead in this match. With just a little over 10 minutes remaining now. Ball's whipped in. Dane Peterson able to make that contact to clear it out. Kansas Christian still in possession though. Huge shot from outside. And while I've called the other ones maybe jokingly ambitious, that was quite a good look at net. He got a ton of power and decent accuracy from that. Maybe from my angle, but looks like it could have gone top shelf, you know. It was just struck a little bit differently. Really nice hit that was. Tabor College now back in possession. Trying to see if they can build something here. Ball move forward with lots of people running in. Colton Roundtree now trying to step up on this one. Beats his man. Looking to into the mixer. Dave Peterson! And that is a fantastic goal. Excuse me, that is Braden Oliver who got the final touch to whip it into the net. Fantastic assist from Colton Roundtree to find him. It might be Dane Peterson. I actually can't see from here. That might have been Dane. I'm not sure. Well, there's the three right there. Fantastic. 2-1 now. Here at Tabor College with just a little over 10 minutes left in this second half, which has been an absolute thriller the entire game. Tabor College maybe not starting the second half with the ferocity that they had the first half, but certainly ending with it. It's now a question if Tabor College can now hold on to this lead for the rest of this match.
Defense.
violation number 7, Zia Musavi.
Oh, they cheated. 10 minutes.
Kansas Christian now moving this one around. Just trying to move the possession in the midfield, seeing if they can build something ball over the top, and not quite going to lead to anything. It's going to be a goal kick for Tabor College.
Take your time, take your time. Take your time.
Tabor College now trying to move it over. It seems we've looked back at the replay, and Oliver was indeed the one that Braden Oliver was the one that was able to put that one away. A little bit of a tongue twister there. Dane Peterson now with the throw.
Tabor goal, the 79th minute by Brandon Oliver. Assist
Huge kick there. Red card now.
Red card on who?
Lots of drama towards you. Here's a replay on that, and landed on his leg there. Federico not happy with him being on top. Sent off by the official. Seems the official is now meeting with the side ref as well. So there was definitely, from what I saw, a malicious intent from the defender in the first place. I think sparked Federico's anger in that situation.
Oh, they forfeit.
It seems they're calling another player forward and giving a yellow card.
Wait, so was it on?
A statistic earlier is Tabor College have picked up. Been quite the aggressive bunch recently. You see that malicious intent there on the replay. Just like sparked the anger, and he looks like he tried to go in for a second. That's when the ref saw that Federico tried to kick back a little bit.
8.5 minutes.
A bit of cheering down there, because I think the fans have disagreed a bit with some of the calls there. It's not going to be a Tabor College free kick. I think that was what the discussion was over. Now both teams being down to 10 men. I think Federico was the one that picked up the yellow card earlier, so now it's just 10 men from the Tabor College side and 10 men from also the Kansas Christian side, but one also now on a yellow card. I think Brubaker is also down there, head coach of Tabor College men's soccer team, talking to the center ref. Free kick now. I think we see from everyone, the fans, from a lot, the frustration of this call. Braden Oliver, the goal scorer to put Tabor College ahead, now on the free kick. This ball is whipped in, trying to find Dane Peterson on the front there. Lewis Freminger now, moving this one forward.
I feel like this game's gonna get mighty aggressive.
Kansas Christian now back in possession, moving this forward. Dane Peterson getting it up to Colton Roundtree, takes his deflection off. Lots of aggressive natured challenges here, it almost seems. Foul now called on Tabor College. On Kansas Christian. It's going to be a Tabor College free kick, excuse me. Upcoming is a replay. Oh, what happened and why everyone got heated. There's that first tackle that 25 swung in, and then he tries to kick him again. And then Federico is the one that resulted in that red card. I think that was the frustration that everyone seemed to have over the officiating of this match. George Zelaya with a huge ball whip to the back post, trying to find Garza back there. Still makes contact, still pushing on this. Defender makes a great clearance, though. Lots of hand grabbing, lots of shirt pulling. Seems this friendly game has turned into something not so friendly towards the end of this second half. Just a little over 6 minutes remaining now. Dane Peterson now trying to step up for this challenge, able to get past the player, trying to find Colton Roundtree, couldn't quite. Kansas Christian now back in possession, moving this around nicely. It's now going to be a throw for Tabor College, but we see substitutions there down on the sideline. There is Alan Martin, number 16, and Juan Pablo, number 17. They're getting ready to step up. Actually, might be waiting for another one. It seems a player has gone down. I think it might just be cramping up. George Zelaya, I think. I've just cramped up there. I think he might need a substitution here. You know, George Zelaya, he's seen most of the game. He's been a true warrior, playing, almost every minute, pushing forward. Sometimes you just don't hydrate properly in the beginning of the day, and you're asked to play those 90 minutes, and it's a lot harder task than you think it is. George Zelaya is going to be stepping off. I think Alan Martin is going to be stepping in, but Dane Peterson may be moving back. Yeah, Dane Peterson moving back, and then I think Alan Martin sent to the wing. Juan Pablo also has stepped on. Ball's now whipped forward. Kansas Christian in possession. Lewis Freminger stepping up to try to make a challenge. I couldn't quite. Kansas Christian still moving this one forward. Colton Roundtree back in possession here. Gets a clear down the line. Still finds, JP almost stepping up for that. Kansas Christian, though, showing a bit of footwork here. Still moving this one forward. It's now going to be a throw-in for Tabor College. Down to 10 men on both sides. Still evenly matched, but Tabor College on the scoreboard is ahead, 2-1. Just under 5 minutes now remaining in this match. Nice ball to Braden down that wing, who's still going with it. Still moving, able to get past his man, still up on it, but a great challenge coming from the Kansas Christian defender to shut down that attack. Great move to catch him from behind and move it back to the keeper. Kansas Christian now back in possession. Trying to see if they can find maybe a couple more attacks here in the last remaining minutes. I think both teams might be sitting back a little bit more as well, you know, considering that both have 10 men now on the field. Can't be dedicating too many numbers forward. Try and pressure on these counters. Derek Eslinger now the ball in hand. Going ahead and choosing to punt this one. Now unable to flick it over. Stays in for a bit, but Kansas Christian defender lets it roll out. Kansas Christian again in possession here. A little over 3 minutes remaining now. Kansas Christian still trying to find something here. Dane Peterson able to shut that one down. Seems the back four has transitioned from what was George Elia Lewis, Darius Armstrong, and Ethan is now turned into Colton Roundtree at that right back position. Dane Peterson at center back, Lewis Firminger at center back, and Darius Armstrong at left back. I think Colton's taking his time because the player kicked the ball away, so he said, if you want to waste time, I guess I'll waste time. Nice move from JP, almost able to keep that one in. Again, like I've said, this is supposed to be a friendly preseason match that maybe turned into something not so friendly. Interesting move. The number 10 that we've seen as the Falcon forward in the beginning of the match is now playing center back. Kansas Christian now within dangerous position, but Colton Roundtree making the interception, defending it off the player. Able to clear that one out. Just a minute, over a minute, just a little bit over a minute 30 left.
Get it out.
Top box. Jeremy Crable able to make the clearance. I think a defender clipped him a little bit. Huge shot. Slide tackle from behind. Ref says play on. I'm not very concerned. It's going to be a foul on Tabor College. So many clips from players from behind. It's only heightened the emotions.
Oh, clock running too. Let's go. Do not let this go.
Number 10 now stepping up for the free kick. Oh, punch thrown. And there's no call. He's calling, or I believe he's called stoppage time. Punch thrown into the rib of Colton Roundtree. Punch has been thrown from the Kansas Christian player. And no card. I guess they're going to decide right now. I mean, it's becoming an absolute mess out there right now. And there's no card awarded. You can see right here, Colton Roundtree on that front post, pulling on his shirt a little bit. And number 4 retaliating and just hitting a straight punch right into the stomach of Colton Roundtree. And you see the side official has called it back. Another push again, just from 18 into Colton Roundtree. And no one is calling this. The side official is seeing it. The center ref is choosing not to agree with it. Colton Roundtree is getting just pushed and punched out on that field right now, and nothing is happening.
Because it's like behind his back. Wait until he's not looking.
And it's a miss from the Kansas Christian free kick. I'm a true loss for words right now. The emotion right now, 15 seconds remaining in the match. You can only ask for it to be over with the amount of just emotion and challenges that are coming. There really needs to be a review on a lot of these players, whether they need suspensions during season, because that is ridiculous. Punches being thrown, pushes being... It's a very questionable thing. I think we've seen a very interesting game, to say the very least, here at Tabor College Stadium, with the end result of 2-1 for Tabor College's first win of their current season. Again, this is a preseason match, so it's not conference, but it's their first preseason win. Lots of emotions here. I'd like to say one more time to thank our sponsors. Find solutions to all your storage needs with proper measures at Fleming Mini Store All at 407 South Date Street in Hillsborough, Kansas. For your life, home, car insurance, and more, Paul Brooks State Farm Insurance, located at 2121 North Tyler Road at Building 203, Wichita, Kansas. And for giving meaning to money, the MB Foundation at 200 East D Street in Hillsborough, Kansas. Thank you guys for sponsoring the stream. Thank you guys for coming out. That was a lot of scenes happening here. And just congratulations to the Blue Jays for winning their first in the preseason. Thank you, guys.